This is the WWE NXT Deadline 2024 full show results video, which takes place at Minneapolis Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ava announces Eddie Thorpe is out of the Iron Survivor match due to an attack under investigation. She promises to find a suitable replacement. The show started with the men's Iron Survivor Challenge match between All Ego Ethan Page vs. J. Yvonne Evans vs. Nathan Frazer vs. Wes Lee vs. fifth member J. Yvonne Evans and Wes Lee to start. Evans hot out the gates, looking for near falls, standing shooting star press. Lee takes the momentum, spiking him, shoulder blocks in the corner, spinebuster into a jackknife pin. J. Yvonne throwing hands, back suplex blocked, headlock punches from Lee, but Evans gets the slam for two. Ace Crusher blocked, J. Yvonne completes it as a stunner, but Wes catches him, schoolboy pin with his feet on the ropes, and Wes Lee earns a fall by pinfall with a schoolboy and his feet on the ropes on J. Yvonne Evans, for a total of one fall. Nathan Frazer is out third, All Ego Ethan Page is out fourth, and Nathan Frazer earns a fall by pinfall with a small package on Ethan Page, for a total of one fall. Throwing All Ego back inside, J. Yvonne off the top with a splash, Wes Lee breaks it up. Nathan returns from the box, springboard axe handle, all four guys trading strikes as the countdown timer ticks. Oba Femi is the fifth man and he earns a fall by pinfall with a lariat on J. Yvonne Evans, for a total of one fall. Oba counters a back handspring with the tossing powerbomb, Frazer breaks it up, last ride on Nathan, but Ethan pulls the referee off the pin, and then J. Yvonne Evans earns a fall by pinfall with a springboard ace crusher, for a total of one fall. Then Ethan Page earns a fall by pinfall with a folding press on Oba Femi for a total of two falls, and then J. Yvonne Evans earns a fall by pinfall with a crucifix pin on Ethan Page, for a total of two falls. All Ego doesn't want to go in the box with Oba Femi, but he has to. Oba throws him into the Lexan and he climbs out the top, but Femi pulls him back in and beats him unholy into the plastic. Oba Femi earns two falls by pinfall with double chokeslams on both Wes Lee and Nathan Frazer, for a total of three falls. In the end, Evans returns to the match, diving ace crusher, but he's too slow to make the cover and time runs out, and Oba Femi wins, earning three falls total, and becomes the #1 contender to the NXT Championship. We get Alexis King vignette where he talks about how he came to town even though he's not booked on the show, because here is where he got left out in the cold, and now he's trying to prove every day that he's not the same, he's different, and he's gonna exceed beyond anything he ever did. He struggles now, but it's a fight worth fighting for. Then we saw an NXT Underground match between Jada Parker vs. Lola Vice. Vice takes her down for mounted punches, Parker returns the favor with a spinebuster, drags her around the mat, Lola lands in superkick and blasts Jada into the crowded ringside with a boot. Vice in guard, she gets an ankle lock out of it and Jada crawls to the apron and breaks the hold, Lola flashes a kick at her, action to the floor and Parker ducks a back fist. Back inside, Parker striking away, grounded punches, Lola trying to block from guard but Jada overwhelms her, smashing her injured hand into the mat and stomping it, and Parker grabs Vice's black belt and uses it to smash her hand into the post before wrenching it around. Back suplex gets Jada some breathing room, she grabs the brick, Lola cuts her off with a back fist but immediately regrets it, screaming and clutching her wrist. In the end, arm trap head and arm triangle choke applied, and it's over, and Lola Vice won the match by referee stoppage with an arm trap head and arm triangle choke. The next match happened between Fraxium vs. No Quarter Catch Crew for the NXT Tag Team Championship. OTM make their way down the ramp, Frazer gets distracted, action spills to the floor and NQCC get into a shouting match with OTM. Frazer snaps off an Enzwajiri and tags Axiom back in, and a crossbody and a flurry of chops and elbows, up to the second, Miles pulls him down but Axiom puts him into Tavian and takes them both out. Heights with a spinning Tenryu powerbomb and Frazer legal again, NQCC double team him and Axiom makes the save. Rising knee fends Heights off, taking Miles down, Nathan covers, Tavian runs in, golden ratio, all four men down and out. Malfunction at the junction, Axiom accidentally blasts Nathan with a missile dropkick and Tavian slams Frazer into the apron. He tags in, fireman's carry, F5 and DDT combination, and Axiom kicks out. Axiom lands a flip piledriver, born with a crucifix, counter, and Fraxium won the match by pinfall with a small package from Axiom on Miles Bourne, retaining the NXT Tag Team Championship. Backstage, J. Yvonne Evans is interviewed and he talks about how he can go all night and jokingly suggests he should be put into the women's match when Wes Lee walks up to ask why he's so chipper after getting beat, and J. Yvonne chides him for being salty. Lee says one day he'll be just like him and he cracks Evans across the jaw and security swarms, and we move on. The next match happened between Ridge Holland vs. Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. Action to the floor, Ridge throwing Williams around, Trick fights out with headbutts and throws him hard into the post. Back and forth, Ridge back in control, Hotshot sets up a big neckbreaker and neckbreaker denied, Williams with a DDT and he's got some breathing room. Desperate right hands, looking for the bookend, Holland counters and takes him down into an arm trap crossface, reversed into a cover for 2. Back inside, Holland gets him trapped neckfirst in the ropes somehow and referee D.A. Brora manages to free him, but it's a near thing and Ridge catches him, but Trick kick out of the Redeemer. In the end, Trick Williams hits the trickshot finisher, and won the match by pinfall to retain the NXT Championship. Ethan Page reflects on his performance, admitting he dropped the ball tonight and questioning how Oba Femi seemingly came out of nowhere to win. He laments that it took him 18 years to reach this point, only to realize he doesn't know how to climb back. Frustrated, he admits he's unsure of what to do next and doubts himself. When Sarah asks Ava about Ethan's comments, Ava acknowledges that Oba Femi being in the match changed everything. She then announces that J. Yvonne Evans and Wes Lee will face off this Tuesday, and Sarah shifts the conversation to the upcoming stop in Lowell, Massachusetts, and Ava reveals that New Year's Evil will take place in Los Angeles. Tiffany Stratton interrupts, noting she's from Minneapolis and has heard about Roxanne Perez defending her title against the Iron Survivor winner. She shares her Tiffany epiphany, teasing the idea that she might find her way into the title match. In the main event of the show, we saw a women's Iron Survivor Challenge match between Giulia vs. Sol Ruca vs. Stephanie Vaquer vs. Ren Sinclair vs. Zarya. Giulia and Ren Sinclair start the match and Sol Ruca is out third. Ruca a flurry of super kicks, revolution back suplex facebuster on Giulia, surfing on her, Sinclair off the ropes, crossbody caught and Sol slams her into Giulia. Ren with cattle mutilation on Ruca, Giulia lets it go for a minute before breaking it up and stacking them up for a double crossface. Giulia earns a fall by pinfall with a Northern Lights bomb on Ren Sinclair, for a total of 1 fall. Zarya is out fourth and Zarya wrecking shop, defying attempts to double team her. Ruca manages a double soul snatcher but both women fall out of the ring, no pinfall. Sinclair gets out of the penalty box and Sol Ruca earns a fall by pinfall with soul snatcher on Ren Sinclair for a total of 1 fall. Sol in it with Zarya, fighting on the apron, back elbow knocks her down, Giulia gets under her, Zarya fights her off. Sol and Giulia team up and hits the double powerbomb through the announce desk. Stephanie Vaquer is out fifth and then Zarya earns a fall by pinfall with the F5 on Giulia, for a total of 1 fall. Schoolboy on Sol, Ren counters, Ruca double pin, no dice. Stephanie with a codebreaker, X Factor from Sol, the 3 of them down and out. Stephanie and Giulia work together to take everybody out and trade headbutts in the middle of the ring. Stephanie Vaquer earns a fall by pinfall with a cross-leg victory roll pin, for a total of 1 fall. Then Ren Sinclair earns a fall by pinfall with a sunset flip on Sol Ruca, for a total of 1 fall, and then Giulia earns a fall by pinfall with Arrivederci, for a total of 2 falls. In the end, Stephanie rushes in and pins her, but time is up and Giulia wins with a total of 2 falls, becoming #1 contender to the NXT Women's Championship. Confetti rains down on Giulia and the show goes off the air.